Insects are often viewed as pests or nuisances, but their existence is crucial to life on Earth. They play vital roles in pollination, decomposition, and as food for countless species. If insects were to disappear suddenly, the impacts would be catastrophic for ecosystems, agriculture, and even human survival. This is my thoughts on everything, and now we are going to talk about what if insects disappeared from the Earth? Let's explore the consequences of a world without insects. Ecological collapse. Insects are at the foundation of countless food chains, and their disappearance would trigger a collapse throughout ecosystems. Loss of primary food sources. Many species, including birds, amphibians, reptiles, and small mammals, depend heavily on insects as a primary food source. Without insects, these species would face mass starvation, leading to their rapid decline or extinction. In turn, the predators that feed on these animals, such as larger birds, mammals, and reptiles, would also suffer, creating a chain reaction of extinction throughout ecosystems. Breakdown of ecosystems. Insects are not only essential as prey, but also as decomposers and recyclers. They break down organic matter such as dead plants and animals, returning nutrients to the soil. Without insects to fulfill this role, the decomposition process would slow dramatically, leading to the buildup of organic waste and the depletion of fertile soil, which is critical for plant growth and ecosystem health. Agricultural crisis. Insects, particularly bees, butterflies, and other pollinators, are essential for the reproduction of many crops and plants. Their disappearance would lead to an agricultural catastrophe. Economic fallout. The disappearance of insects would have devastating economic consequences, particularly in the agricultural and food industries. Agricultural losses. The agricultural sector, which is heavily dependent on insect pollinators, would face severe financial losses. The value of crops that depend on pollinators is estimated to be over $235 billion annually. Without insects, farmers would have to resort to artificial pollination methods which are costly, inefficient, and unsustainable on a large scale. This would drive up food prices and reduce the profitability of farming, causing widespread economic disruption. Impact on other industries. Industries beyond agriculture would also be affected. The collapse of ecosystems would reduce biodiversity, which is essential for industries like pharmaceuticals, where many medicines are derived from plants and organisms that depend on insects. The decline in bird and fish populations which feed on insects would harm ecotourism and commercial fishing, leading to further economic losses. Environmental degradation. Insects are key players in many of Earth's natural processes, from soil health to nutrient cycling. Without insects, soil would become compacted, less fertile, and prone to erosion. This would reduce the productivity of agricultural lands. Similarly, their disappearance would lead to the collapse of plant species that depend on insect pollination, which in turn would affect the animals that rely on those plants for food and shelter. The loss of biodiversity would weaken ecosystems, making them more vulnerable to climate change, disease, and other environmental stresses. Human health implications. Insects not only support ecosystems but also play important roles in maintaining human health and controlling pests. Increased pest populations. While many insects are beneficial, their absence could lead to an explosion in populations of pests that are harmful to humans, such as rats and other rodents. Insects help keep pest populations in check, both by preying on them and competing for food. Without insects, pests that damage crops, spread diseases, or invade human settlements would face less competition, leading to larger populations and increased harm to human health and agriculture. Loss of connection to nature. Insects are some of the most accessible forms of wildlife, found in every environment from cities to rainforests. They offer people a direct connection to the natural world, especially for children and urban dwellers who may have limited exposure to wildlife. A world without insects would be less diverse and vibrant, reducing opportunities for people to experience and learn from nature firsthand. The question is, could we survive without insects? Well, While humans might find ways to mitigate some of the impacts of insect loss, the truth is that life without insects would be unsustainable in the long term. Scientists have been exploring alternatives to natural pollination, but these methods are costly and could never fully replicate the efficiency and scope of natural insect pollination. The intricate relationships between insects and other species, from plants to predators, cannot be easily replaced. The collapse of ecosystems would have cascading effects, potentially leading to the extinction of many other species, including those vital to human survival. Our ability to thrive on Earth is deeply intertwined with the health of ecosystems that insects support. That's all for today. We will talk on another topic in the next upcoming video. Stay tuned and keep supporting us. Thank you.